Hi, folks. Welcome to Real Talk NOLA. William here, and I'm going to bounce the ball over to Carl, and he's going to finish up the opening.
That's it?
I am under the... This is tea today. I'm not even on coffee, okay?
Such a wimp.
You know what? This could only play in your favor. I'm going to be slow on the response time.
It's true, yeah. I'll be doing everything, all the talking. So it's all going to be positive today, I guess. Is that going to be right? It's all going to be positive? You just shut up, just keep your mouth shut?
Remains to be seen.
Keep your mouth shut.
Right.
But just a reminder,
See,
people.
I already tried to interrupt. There you go.
Yes. As a reminder, people, you can catch us on Facebook, Real Talk NOLA. You can catch us on Twitter now, Real Talk NOLA, or at Real Talk NOLA.
Yeah.
I think that's the phrasing you're supposed to use for these tweets. Also, something new has been launched, CMA10.net. It's a website that has all the things that you see on television, on Channel 10, but online as well, so you can catch Real Talk NOLA, prep games when we have games coming up, school board meetings, council meetings, river chat, all those things.
It also has a direct link to our YouTube page, so you can check out all our archived episodes in case you
Except for the pilot episode. No one has seen that. Not the pilot episode. Shh.
We don't talk about the pilot episode. We have to have a lost episode. If that's going to be the lost one,
that's going to be the last one.
I'm fine with that.
But up today, we're going to be talking mostly about Superman and the Man of Steel. And speaking of that, we have a little short film we're going to show y'all later on in the episode called Man or Superman. Y'all get to see that. Some of our fine acting abilities.
And a special guest. We're not going to tell you who.
Yeah. Shh. New segment. Shh. You know. But I think that covers bases. Most of what we're talking about.
My apologies to Port Twinkie. He was run through the ringer this past week.
Yeah. So. Anyway, we'll be right back after this.
Hi, folks. William here, and we're going to start this episode with the heavy hitter.
Heavy hitter.
Man of Steel.
Yep. Check it out.
That's my line. Don't you send...
Goodbye, my son. Our hopes and dreams travel with you.
He'll be an outcast. They'll kill him.
How? He'll be a god to them.
What if a child dreamed of becoming something other than what society had intended? What if a child aspired to something greater?
My son was in the bus. He saw what Clark did.
You're the answer, son. You're the answer to are we alone in the universe?
Can I just keep pretending I'm your son?
You are my son. And I have to believe that you were sent here for a reason. And even if it takes the rest of your life, you owe it to yourself to find out what that reason is.
How do you find someone who has spent a lifetime covering his tracks? For some, he was a guardian angel. For others, a ghost who never quite fit in.
You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. They will race behind you. They will stumble. They will fall. But in time, they will join you in the sun. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders.
You believe your son is safe?
I will find him! father believed if the world found out who I really was, they'd reject me. He was convinced that the world wasn't ready. What do you think?
What's the S stand for?
It's not an S. On my world, it means hope.
Well, here it's an S. How about
Excuse me.
That was The Man of Steel, the up-and-coming movie of the summer.
See, that's not what I remembered when I was talking about Man of Steel. It's weird. Oh wait, that's that other movie we're gonna do later.
Oh, okay. All right. This movie being directed by Zack Snyder of
300 and Watchmen, which
Yeah.
both, just brief, very loyal to comic books, and that's something that you know is going to happen when Snyder comes to the table, is that he's, for lack of a better term, fanboy.
Yeah, he's very That's a very good way of saying yes. Big fanboy. He loves sticking to the thing. Watchmen, for example, was
almost shot for shot. They
the
changed
comic,
a little bit of the plot
the
because
graphic
it was
novel.
too anyway,
Convoluted, almost convoluted.
Yes, but so with something that has this much lore, we're still going to see something that's honest to the character. I think. But anyway.
But anyway, but before we move on to the cast, just real quick, the writers of this movie are actually Christopher. Well,
Nolan got writing credits, but I feel because he was such an active producer.
Well, no, how it works was Nolan and David Goyer sat down and came up with the story of the film, and Goyer just went off and wrote it.
Goyer, that's a good name to hear on a film.
Yeah, he wrote all 3 Batman movies, which may be a good thing, bad thing, but Batman Begins, The Dark Knight he wrote. He wrote the Blade movie.
Yeah.
You know, so
the original one, the one
yeah.
that basically started comic book movies.
Yeah, in the 90s, yeah.
Because when that took off, that got Spider-Man greenlit, pretty much.
Yeah, and David Goyer is the one who came up with a lot of this idea, and Zack Snyder just is carrying the vision of what.
And I also want to just point out this dynamic before we get into the cast as well. Nolan, I think, got some of the writing credit from this, not just because of his work with Goyer in the past, but also because Mr. Snyder was given this major franchise, even though Watchmen didn't do too well as far as DC was concerned. However, they have Nolan producing, and the story has been that Snyder was put on a very tight leash.
Yes.
As far as the fanboyism. So
well, he's not even working with a lot of people he usually works with, like his cinematographer, the one we talked about with Now You See Me, I cannot remember his name now.
Yeah, the magician one.
Yeah, the guy. But he usually works on every Snyder film. He's not even working on his film. So Snyder's working with
Snyder's
Nolan
working
people.
with Nolan people, and Snyder was brought in to make sure that the story stayed loyal, but Nolan was brought in to make sure that it would be an enjoyable story.
A blockbuster.
So we're gonna see this balance, and I'm curious to see how it gets pulled off, because so far it doesn't look like Snyder's upset with the end result. So we'll see. But at that result, let's talk about who they were directing in this masterpiece.
Right. So let's start off with the minor roles but big name stars. Man of Steel's father, Jor-el, being played by Russell Crowe
of Gladiator fame, which Academy Award nomination.
Right. Yeah. Big star.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, this character is
Marlon Brando is the former. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jor-el in this movie usually such a small role, but but it seems like it's going to be a bigger role.
Every person can be a force for good, free to forge his own destiny. You can save them. You can save all of them.
Moving on to other fathers, Jonathan Kent, the Kansas parents of Superman, or the Clark Kent character, is being played by Kevin Costner.
Of Field of Dreams, which is,
Dances with Wolves. Tons of movies.
The Postman.
Yeah. I like The Postman.
You have to keep this side of yourself a secret.
What was I supposed to do? Just let him die?
Maybe.